Never give a sword to a man who cannot dance. Confucius says, ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon or star. Confucius says, wake up and smell the coffee. Confucius says, to see what is right and not to do it is want of courage. Confucius says, get your lily white ass on the floor. Confucius says, teach the people. The object of the superior man is truth. Confucius says, an oppressive government is more to be feared than a tiger. Confucius says, the grass is bound to bend when the wind blows across it. Confucius says, be that grass, be that wind. Confucius says, respect your elders, but do not feel the compulsion to obey them. Confucius says, if your culture does not change, it will surely die. Confucius says, the basic unit of society is the family. Confucius says, you get to choose your family. Confucius says, workers of the world unite. You have nothing to lose but your chains. Confucius says, there's a fire starting in my heart. Confucius says, speak truth to power. Confucius says, I want to scream and shout and let it out. Confucius says, Marika. Confucius says, Marika. Confucius says, the question isn't who's gonna let me, it's who's gonna stop me. Confucius says, down with the patriarchy, fuck the police. Confucius says, those who are easily shocked should be shocked more often. Confucius says, the history of thought resembles the swimming of a pendulum. After a long period of slumber comes a moment of awakening. Confucius says, do not stand at my grave and weep. I did not die. I do not sleep. Confucius says, I will survive. Confucius says, I'm sexy and I know it. Confucius says, this is my body, this is my blood. Confucius says, there are more things in heaven and earth that are dreamt of in your philosophy. There is no becoming, no revolution, no path. Already are the monarch of your own skin. Confucius says, I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. Confucius says, when you call my name, it's like a little prayer. Confucius says, I want a loud poem. Confucius told me when I was young, we're all superstars. Confucius says, never give a sword to a man who cannot dance. And Confucius says, first they ignore you. Then Confucius says, they laugh at you. Then they fight you. And then Confucius says, you win.